Did you know that planting a simple lemon tree could change not only your garden, but also your wealth, your blessings, and your spiritual abundance? It sounds almost magical, but the truth is deeper than magic. It is rooted in faith, action, and the natural signs Allah has placed all around us. One small seed can grow into a tree that nourishes your body, your soul, and even your community. In Islam, every act of nurturing life is an act of worship. The lemon tree is not just a fruit. It is a symbol of growth, provision, and divine blessing. The Qur'an tells us that Allah brings forth fruits in pairs. Ar-Ra'd 13:3, reminding us that everything in creation is a sign for those who reflect. Planting a tree is not just planting a seed in soil. It is planting hope, patience, and the potential for abundance that can ripple across generations. All over the world, people are rediscovering the power of connecting with nature to invite prosperity into their lives. In small villages in Morocco, families have turned their backyards into lemon orchards, not only feeding their families, but creating small businesses that support entire communities. In Indonesia, a single family started a backyard lemon farm during the pandemic. Today, it sustains them and several neighbors, bringing both income and joy. These real stories echo the timeless wisdom found in our faith. Abundance begins with intention, care, and trust in Allah's provision. Pause for a moment and think. What would abundance look like in your life if it grew as naturally as fruit on a tree? Could it be financial stability, peace in your home, or perhaps blessings that touch everyone around you? Comment below. If you could plant one tree that would change your life, which tree would you plant and why? Share your thoughts and let's inspire each other to grow abundance in both our gardens and our lives. The symbolism of lemons in abundance. Lemons as a symbol. Lemons are more than just a tangy fruit. They are a symbol of cleansing, renewal, and prosperity. In many cultures, the bright yellow of a lemon represents sunlight, energy, and life itself. In Islam, nurturing growth is an act of faith, and planting a lemon tree reflects the hope for both worldly and spiritual abundance. Each lemon you harvest is a reminder that growth takes patience, care, and intention. Connection to modern psychology. Modern science also supports the wisdom of nature. Studies show that the scent of citrus fruits can uplift mood, increase alertness, and even reduce stress. Imagine walking through a grove of lemon trees. The air infused with citrus aroma, sunlight bouncing off vibrant leaves, your mind clearing, your spirit lifting. This is not just metaphorical. Your body literally responds to the environment of growth and life. Real-world story. Consider the story of a family in Indonesia. During the pandemic, they planted a small lemon farm in their backyard, uncertain if it would even thrive. Over time, their humble orchard grew into a source of both food and income. Today, not only does it sustain their family, but it supports several neighbors who rely on them for fresh lemons. This story demonstrates a universal truth. Abundance often begins with one simple, faithful step, Quranic reflection. The Qur'an reminds us through the story of Prophet Yusuf, Joseph, peace be upon him, about the importance of planning ahead for both prosperity and hardship. Allah granted him the wisdom to store during years of plenty so that people could survive the years of scarcity. Surah Yusuf 12:47-49. Planting lemon trees mirrors this timeless principle. By sowing seeds today, you prepare for future abundance while cultivating patience, resilience, and trust in Allah's plan. Now, close your eyes and imagine walking through your own lemon garden. Can you smell the freshness, that crisp, invigorating scent is a reminder that true wealth is not just measured in money, it's measured in renewal, energy, and blessings that touch your mind, body, and soul. Have you ever smelled a lemon and felt instantly energized? Share your story in the comments below. Let's discover together how small acts of nurturing life can bring abundant joy into our lives. How planting lemons connects to wealth in Islam, Barakah, and wealth in Islam. In Islam, true wealth is measured not just by numbers in a bank account, but by Barakah, the blessings that grow from our intentions, actions, and how we share what we have. When you plant a lemon tree, you are not just planting a fruit, you are planting an act of faith that has the potential to generate blessings for years to come. This is an example of Sadaqah Jariyah, ongoing charity. Good deeds whose rewards continue long after the act itself, just like a tree continues to bear fruit season after season. Real-world example. Look at communities in Morocco, where a local masjid inspired residents to plant citrus orchards in the surrounding area. Over time, the orchards flourished, providing fresh fruit for families and income to sustain the local madrasa. One tree, one act of planting, multiplied into a source of livelihood, education, and sustenance for the entire community. This real-life story shows how one small, intentional act can ripple outward to create lasting impact. Quranic reference. The Qur'an beautifully illustrates this concept. The example of those who spend their wealth in the way of Allah is like a seed of grain that sprouts 7 ears. In every ear, 100 grains. Surah Al-Baqarah 261. Each act of charity, whether through money, time, or even planting a tree, has exponential effects. The lemon tree you plant today could feed countless people, sustain communities, and generate blessings that endure for generations. Spiritual insight. Planting a lemon tree aligns spiritual intention with practical action. You care for the soil, nurture the roots, and wait patiently for growth, all while trusting that Allah multiplies the unseen reward. Wealth, in this sense, is no longer just a personal gain. It is a flow of blessings, kindness, and sustenance that spreads outward, touching lives far beyond your own. Next time you eat a lemon, remember, each seed could grow into a tree, and each tree could be a source of blessings for generations. What you plant in faith today can become a legacy tomorrow. What does true wealth mean to you? Is it money or blessings that continue long after you're gone? Share your thoughts in the comments below and inspire others to see wealth through the lens of Barakah. Spiritual abundance and real-life transformations. Real-life transformation, Fatima's story. Meet Fatima from Egypt. A few years ago, she planted a single lemon tree in her small backyard, unsure if it would thrive. At first, it seemed like just a small gesture, one tree in the vastness of her garden. But with daily care, dua, and trust in Allah's provision, the tree grew strong and fruitful. Encouraged by its success, Fatima began experimenting with the lemon-based products, organic lemonade, marmalades, and natural cleaning solutions. Today, she runs a small, thriving business that sustains her family and inspires her neighbors. Fatima credits her success not just to hard work, but to the synergy of faith, patience, and consistent effort, a true manifestation of Barakah in action. Quranic parallel, Maryam, Mary. This story mirrors the Quranic account of Maryam, Mary, peace be upon her, who received miraculous provisions while in her sanctuary, relying on Allah's mercy and guidance. Surah Al-Imran 37. Just as Maryam's sustenance came in ways she could not predict, the blessings of planting, nurturing, and trusting Allah can appear unexpectedly, transforming our lives in ways we could never plan alone. Fatima's lemon tree is a modern reflection of this divine principle. When faith and action meet, abundance flows. Planting lemons as symbol of hope. Planting a lemon tree is more than gardening. It is a metaphor for hope, patience, and trust. Every seed represents potential. Every sprout is a promise. While the fruit may take time to appear, the act of planting itself is an investment in your future, your family, and your community. Like Fatima, those who plant with intention and faith may find their lives transformed in a way that go far beyond material gain. This is spiritual abundance. Blessings that nourish your soul, uplift your environment, and ripple outward to touch countless lives. Close your eyes and imagine receiving a blessing you never expected, just as Maryam did. What would it be? Feel it, visualize it, and recognize that planting seeds, literal or metaphorical, can invite these unexpected gifts into your life. Have you ever received something you prayed for in a surprising way? Share your story in the comments below. We want to hear real-life experiences of faith, patience, and abundance. Stories that remind us how small acts, rooted in trust and care, can create big transformations. Practical guidance: planting lemons and planting Barakah. Practical steps for planting a lemon tree. Planting a lemon tree is simple, yet profoundly symbolic. Start with rich, well-draining soil and choose a sunny spot. Lemons love at least 6 to 8 hours of sunlight a day. Water regularly, but avoid overwatering. The soil should remain moist, but not soggy. Fertilize with natural compost to encourage healthy growth. With patience and care, a single sapling can grow into a thriving tree that produces fruit for years. A living metaphor for abundance and sustained blessings. Spiritual parallel, nurturing faith. Just as a tree requires water, sunlight, and care, our spiritual life needs constant nourishment. Water your faith with salah, regular recitation of the Qur'an and dhikr. Just as water seeps into the roots unseen, these acts of devotion nurture your inner self, allowing blessings to grow in ways that may not be immediately visible. Planting and tending a lemon tree becomes an act of prayer, a tangible reflection of trust in Allah's provision. Real-world story: Lebanon refugee camps. In refugee camps across Lebanon, NGOs are helping families plant citrus trees. Beyond providing food, these small orchards act as therapeutic spaces. Children learn patience, parents find purpose, and entire communities experience healing. A simple act of planting a tree becomes a source of sustenance, hope, and resilience. It is a living example of how nurturing the earth parallels nurturing the soul, reinforcing the Islamic principle that charity and care extend far beyond immediate material gains. Quranic connection. Allah reminds us, with it He causes crops to grow for you, the olive, the date palm, the grape, and of every kind of fruit. Indeed, in this is a sign for a people who give thought. Surah An-Nahl 16:11. Each tree we plant is not only practical, it is a sign. A reminder that the earth itself is full of lessons in patience, provision, and divine wisdom. Observing growth in nature teaches us gratitude, perseverance, and trust in Allah's plan. Every drop of water you give to your plant is like a prayer. It nourishes unseen roots. Imagine each small action, watering, caring, tending, translating into blessings that grow quietly yet powerfully over time. Would you try planting a lemon tree after watching this video? Why or why not? Share your thoughts and let's inspire each other to cultivate both gardens and faith, creating abundance that reaches beyond ourselves. As we wrap up, let's reflect on what we've explored. Lemon trees are far more than simple fruit-bearing plants. They are living symbols of abundance, hope, and spiritual growth. They remind us that wealth in Islam is not merely financial, it is barakah, blessings that multiply in ways we often cannot see. Planting a lemon tree represents sadaqah jariyah, ongoing charity that benefits others while nourishing your own soul. Each seed is a potential for life, each sprout a reminder of patience, and each fruit a gift of divine provision. Encouragement. Plant for spiritual transformation. Planting is not only about material gain, it is a spiritual practice. When you care for your tree, you also cultivate your inner self. Your actions, like watering, fertilizing, and protecting your tree, mirror devotion, salah, dhikr, reading the Qur'an, and good deeds. Just as a tree grows slowly but surely, spiritual transformation requires intention, patience, and consistency. One small action today can blossom into blessings that impact your family, community, and future generations. Quranic reflection. Allah beautifully illustrates this principle. Do you not see how Allah compares a good word to a good tree, whose root is firm and whose branches reach the sky? Surah Ibrahim 14:24. Every positive action we take, whether a word, a deed, or planting a tree, can grow like a tree with strong roots and far-reaching branches. A lemon tree is a living metaphor. With firm roots of intention, your deeds can bear fruit far beyond your immediate vision. Linking planting lemons to good deeds. Think of each lemon seed as a good deed. Plant it with care, nourish it with faith, and watch it grow into blessings that touch lives you may never meet. Planting a lemon is planting hope, patience, and trust in Allah's plan. It's tangible proof that one small action, rooted in intention, can generate abundant returns over time. Your garden becomes a reflection of your spiritual life, a place where faith and effort converge. Your life can totally transform with one seed, one intention, one action. Plant your lemon, plant your barakah, and plant your future. Visualize it growing, providing fruit, and blessing your life and the lives of others. What seed of change are you ready to plant today? In your garden, in your family, or in your faith? Share your intentions in the comments below, and let's create a community inspired by growth, hope, and the blessings that come from small, purposeful actions.